Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. In a follow-up to our story about Haiti last week regarding gangs taking over key parts of the country, the U.S. military has airlifted non-essential embassy staff from the country while also sending in additional forces to reinforce embassy security. While this is happening, dozens of heavily armed gangs are fighting for control over the capital, Port-au-Prince. The rebellion began while the Prime Minister Ariel Henry was abroad. Foreign governments have called for their citizens to leave Haiti as concerns grow now that the Prime Minister Ariel Henry has resigned. Daniel Foote, the former U.S. Special Envoy to Haiti, said a major international intervention requiring between 5,000 to 10,000 police officers is needed to reinstate order. In an interview over the weekend regarding the war in Gaza, President Biden said that the Israeli Prime Minister must pay more attention to the innocent lives being lost in Gaza and that his approach was damaging Israel. Since October 7th, over 31,000 people have been killed according to the Palestinian Health Authority. Netanyahu responded in his own interview, saying that if Biden meant that he was pursuing private policies against the wish of the majority of Israelis and that this is hurting the interests of Israel, then he is wrong on both counts. Biden went on to clarify later that he will never cut off support of Israel, although he hopes that Israel will not move against the city of Rafah, in which 1.5 million Palestinians are sheltering. A ship carrying 200 tons of food to alleviate starvation in Gaza was meant to depart over the weekend, but it remained docked in Cyprus on Sunday night due to technical difficulties. Last Friday, lawyers for former President Donald Trump said he secured a $91.6 million bond sufficient to support the $83.3 million jury award granted to writer E. Jean Carroll during a January defamation trial. Trump's attorney filed papers with the New York judge to show that Trump had secured the bond from the federal insurance company. She simultaneously filed a notice of appeal to show Trump is appealing the verdict to the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeal. The filings came one day after Judge Lewis Kaplan refused to delay a deadline for posting a bond to ensure that Carroll can collect her award if it remains intact following appeals. The posting of the bond was a necessary step to delay payment of the award until the Second Circuit can rule. Trump now has until March 25th to either pay up or buy a bond covering the full amount. In the meantime, interest on the judgment continues to mount, adding roughly $112,000 each day. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has issued a disturbing report about melatonin. The report says about 11,000 children have landed in the emergency room in recent years after ingesting melatonin while unsupervised. Melatonin supplements, often sold as flavored gummies, can help those struggling to fall asleep due to jet lag or sleeping disorders. Researchers from the CDC and U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission identified cases involving children aged 5 and younger who were taken to the emergency department between 2019 and 2022 after ingesting melatonin without supervision. More than half of the accidental ingestions involved children between 3 and 5 years old, and the majority of visits did not involve additional medications. Based on emergency department visits, researchers estimated that melatonin gummies were involved in nearly 5,000 cases. Melatonin is a supplement and is not regulated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Jewel Baby is recalling more than 63,000 infant swings sold at Walmart stores and online because they pose a suffocation risk. The Consumer Product Safety Commission said in a recall notice that the swings violate federal law as they were designed and marketed for infant sleep while having an incline angle exceeding 10 degrees. Although no injuries or deaths related to the Jewel Baby swings have been reported, they fall under the general product category of inclined sleepers for infants that were banned more than a year ago after dozens of infant deaths. The recall involves Jewel Baby's Nova Baby infant swings with a manufacture date from June 2022 through September 2023. The swings were sold at Walmart stores and the retailer's website, as well as online at Jewel Baby, Amazon, Babylist, Target, and other sites. Consumers who have the swings should immediately stop using them for sleep and contact the company for a free repair kit, including new written instructions, updated on-product warnings, a new remote control, and new hanging plush toys with non-sleep themes. Head to jewelbaby.com/recall for more information. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
Meet James. He was surprised to find out that he has elevated blood pressure, which could turn into high blood pressure. So he talked with his doctor about a healthy path to get his numbers down. He quit smoking, which makes a big difference for his overall heart health. He also cut down on salt by watching out for high sodium on food labels and added a 30-minute walk 5 days a week to his routine. These healthy steps weren't easy, but lowering his blood pressure was worth it. Learn more about his healthy path.
Welcome back. The Braintree Fire Department has lost a major figure in the history of local firefighters. Former Fire Chief Carl Vitagliano died last Monday at the age of 95 years old. He served the Braintree Fire Department for over 4 decades and began his long career with the Braintree Fire Department on April 7, 1952. Vitagliano was promoted to lieutenant in 1972 and then to captain 10 years later in 1982. The Braintree Board of Selectmen finally chose Vitagliano to be the fire chief on November 8, 1982, a role he served until his retirement on April 30, 1993. Prior to joining the fire department, Vitagliano served with the Marines during World War II. He will be missed. Last Thursday, demolition of the Motel 6 on Union Street in Braintree began. Former Braintree Mayor Joseph Sullivan was there to see the building come down since he fought to close the troubled motel, which was plagued by crimes over the years. Sullivan said, quote, "Seeing the building coming down was cathartic. Our community went through a lot of pain with the place. We almost lost an officer there. Closing it was a step forward. Demolishing it is closure on a tough chapter," end quote. The half-century-old Economy Motel and an adjacent building are being torn down to make way for the development of a Chick-fil-A restaurant and a bank. The motel has been closed since May 5, 2017, when Braintree police officers were shot at while they attempted to serve a warrant to the occupant of one of the guest rooms. The restaurant and bank are expected to open in spring of 2025. Plans for the redevelopment of the St. Thomas More property in Braintree are starting to move forward. The Planning Board will hear a request to rezone the St. Thomas More Church property, while the Historical Commission considers delaying the demolition of the church building. Developer George Clements, who has an agreement with the Archdiocese of Boston to buy a 16-acre site at Hawthorne Road and Elm Street, is seeking a zoning change for a proposed 48-unit development for owners age 55 and over. Both the church and the former school building would be torn down to create 15 detached houses, 13 townhouses, and 10 duplexes along with a community center. Last week, the Historical Commission held a hearing to consider a pause in tearing down the church building under the town's demolition delay ordinance. Under the ordinance, the Commission can delay for up to 4 months the tearing down of any building that is at least 75 years old and is deemed to have historical significance. The Commission will schedule a tour of the building and make a decision at its April 1st meeting. The town of Braintree has formed a hazard mitigation planning committee to identify projects to mitigate the risk caused by natural hazards and climate change. Braintree officials are working with a consultant hired by the Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency to develop a hazard mitigation plan that will be approved by the Federal Emergency Management Agency and adopted by the town. The plan allows Braintree to apply for pre- and post-disaster mitigation funds. On Wednesday, March 13th, the town is holding a public meeting to learn about this important project and to share ideas for making Braintree more resilient to natural hazards and climate change. Head to braintreema.gov for more information. As Easter is approaching, the South Shore Plaza brought back a friendly critter to celebrate the season. The Easter Bunny is now at the mall through March 30th. The bunny photo experience will be open Monday through Sunday, and reservations are strongly encouraged. South Shore Plaza will also host events with the bunny this season, including Caring Bunny, which is a private event for children with special needs and their families. Then there's Pet Photo Day, where you can bring your furry friend to pose with the bunny. And last, Baby's First Easter, which is a private photo event exclusively for your little ones to have their first picture taken with the bunny. For more information or to make a reservation, head to whereisbunny.com. The Braintree Parks and Recreation Department is still selling tickets for a field trip to see the Boston Celtics play the Detroit Pistons at TD Garden. The event on March 18th is available to residents of all ages, and seats will be located in the top shelf bar seating area. The trip will include round-trip transportation to and from the Garden, and buses will depart from Town Hall at 5:30 p.m. Tickets are $90, and you can buy them now on the Parks and Rec website at braintreema.myrec.com. Thank you for watching Braintree today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
It's that time of the year again, flu season. Getting vaccinated against the flu and COVID-19 can help keep you, your family, and your community healthy. You can even get both vaccines at the same time. Visit mass.gov/flushot to learn more.
Welcome back to Braintree today. Now let's get right into more stories. This week, the State Department of Conservation and Recreation kicked off lifeguard hiring ahead of summer 2024 and are offering bonuses of up to $1,250 plus other incentives. Lifeguards are in high demand each summer, with many cities and towns in the state unable to hire enough guards to staff beaches. The DCR jobs are among the highest paying in the state, with lifeguards watching some of the busiest swimming areas. The jobs will pay between $22 and $27 per hour this year, depending on experience. If hired, there's a $500 bonus available for anyone who submits an application by May 1st, or a $250 bonus for applications received by June 1st. On top of bonuses and higher hourly pay, the state provides free lifeguard training classes valued at $400. Anyone interested in applying can head to mass.gov. If you're a fan of the Walking Dead television series, then here's your chance to be a part of it. Boston-based Kendall Cooper Casting is looking for a few good zombies for the second season of AMC's The Walking Dead: Dead City, which the company said will be shooting in the Boston area from April through July. Besides the slow movie body chompers, known as walkers, the agency said in its casting call that it's also looking for extras to play soldiers, post-apocalyptic survivors, and other extra roles for the show throughout the season. Kendall Cooper Casting posted descriptions of the sorts of physical qualities they are seeking for the various roles. People of all ages and ethnicities are encouraged to try out. While the casting call said the new season is filming in Boston, several online movie sites have said Randolph is also a likely location for at least some portion of the production. A link to the application is available at kendallcoopercasting.com. Lombardo's, the long-beloved event space and home of Vincent's nightclub in Randolph, has been sold. Two Boston-based companies, Core Investments Incorporated and Yankee Line, plan to develop the property together. According to the Norfolk County Registry of Deeds, on January 31st, a limited liability company linked to Core Investments, a real estate development and investment company, paid $16.5 million for the 6 acres at 6 Billings Street and 493 High Street. One day later, the properties were transferred to Randolph Transportation Realty, a company associated with charter bus company Yankee Line, for $24.6 million. The reason for the increased sale price was unclear, and representatives from Randolph Transportation Realty declined to elaborate. It's unclear what type of development would be built on the property, but the development and bus companies agreed to jointly develop the properties that include Lombardo's. A public access television producer in Avon is producing a show about the Quincy shipyard. He is looking for former shipyard workers who would like to talk about their experience there. If you're interested in sharing your story, please contact Bruce Lane at 508-510-3944 or email him at crkrbl@msn.com. March is Women's History Month, and there's no better place in the country for women than Massachusetts, according to a recent ranking. The study from personal finance website Wallet Hub puts Massachusetts above all others in its report on the best and worst states for women in 2024. It revealed that Massachusetts is the best state for women based on a multitude of factors such as life expectancy at birth, median earnings for female workers, and good or better health. According to the study, the top strengths in Massachusetts were friendliness towards working moms and a low unemployment rate for women. Massachusetts was first in the subcategory of women's health care and safety, and seventh for economic and social well-being. The Bay State has the lowest rate of uninsured women, the second lowest female homicide rate, and the third highest life expectancy at birth. Rounding out the top 5 states were Washington, D.C., Minnesota, Vermont, and Maine. The 5 worst states for women, according to the report, are Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Oklahoma. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment.
Hi, I'm Tom Lyons, a retired captain from the Quincy Fire Department and the author of the book Fighting Fire, A Proactive Approach. Let's talk portable electric space heater safety. These heaters must not be left unattended. Place them on a stable base 3 feet from combustibles. Their use is not recommended within a bedroom, but if you must do so, place a smoke detector on the ceiling within the bedroom. Plug a portable space heater directly into the outlet, avoiding extension cords. Thus, do not use lamp cords or power strips for this purpose. Are portable, unvented propane and oil-filled heating appliances safe to use within a residence? No. Massachusetts prohibits their use. These heaters produce asphyxiant gases. These gases can render an occupant incapacitated or dead. Please consider your safety during these upcoming colder months.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. This week in entertainment, we have 3 movie recommendations for you to watch. First up, Argylle follows Ellie Conway, an author who writes best-selling espionage novels about a secret agent named Argylle who's on a mission to unravel a global spy syndicate. However, when the plot of her book starts to mirror the covert actions of a real-life spy organization, the line between fiction and reality begins to blur. The film stars Bryce Dallas Howard and Henry Cavill. You can watch Argylle now in theaters. Next, Napoleon focuses on a military commander's origins and his swift, ruthless climb to emperor. The film is viewed through the prism of addictive and often volatile relationship with his wife and one true love, Josephine. The film stars Joaquin Phoenix and Vanessa Kirby. You can watch Napoleon now on Amazon Prime. And finally, Mean Girls follows new student Katie Heron, who's welcomed to the top of the social food chain by an elite group of popular girls called the Plastics, ruled by the Queen Bee Regina George. However, when Katie makes the major misstep of falling for Regina's ex-boyfriend, she soon finds herself caught in the crosshairs. The film stars Renee Rapp, and you can watch Mean Girls now on Paramount+. That'll do it for news today. Remember, if you're a customer of Verizon, you can watch BCAM TV in high definition on channel 2128. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll see you next time.